Part 5. 1 week had passed since the aliens first appeared. 1 week of tension, negotiation, and preparation. Now the moment of truth had arrived. Ambassador Xiong-He stood before the United Nations Security Council. Every major leader on Earth was listening. The future of humanity would be decided today. The coalition has made their offer, she began. They will give us technology. They will give us knowledge. They will give us protection. But they want something in return. They want us to give up our weapons. They want us to follow their laws. They want us to accept their authority over us. And what is your recommendation? Asked the American president. I recommend we reject their offer, Xiong-He said firmly. Not because we do not want their technology. Not because we do not want to be part of the galactic community, but because we cannot accept their terms. We cannot give up our ability to defend ourselves. We cannot give up our independence. We cannot trade our freedom for their protection. But if we reject them, we will be alone, said the Chinese president. We will have no allies in a galaxy full of unknown dangers. We will not be alone, Xiong-He countered. We will have each other. Every human on Earth. We have survived for 200,000 years by working together, by helping each other, by never giving up. We do not need the coalition to survive. We only need ourselves. And if they attack us, asked the Russian president, if they decide we are too dangerous to live, then we fight, General Taiyang said. He stood up and activated a display. Dr. Jianwu has completed his weapon. We can now break through their shields. We can hurt them. And if they attack Earth, we will hurt them badly. We may not win, but we will make them regret ever threatening us. The room was silent. Every leader understood what this meant. Humanity would stand alone. Humanity would face the galaxy on their own terms. It was dangerous. It was risky, but it was also very human. I propose a counteroffer, Xiong-He said. We tell the coalition that we want to join, but we join as equals. We keep our weapons. We keep our independence. We follow their laws only when those laws are fair. We work with them, not for them. We become partners, not servants. Will they accept that? Asked the European Union president. I do not know, Xiong-He admitted. But I know this. We have shown them that we can hurt them. We have shown them that we are not afraid. We have shown them that humanity will never surrender. That gives us power. Power to negotiate. Power to demand respect. Power to choose our own path. All in favor of the counteroffer? The UN Secretary General asked. Every hand went up. Humanity had spoken. Now they would see if the aliens would listen. On the alien ship, Vexamora received humanity's response. She read it 3 times. Then she called Supreme Coordinator Velkoth. They rejected our offer, she said, but they made a counteroffer. They want to join as independent members. Full rights, full autonomy. They want to be treated as equals. That is impossible, Velkoth said. No species has ever been granted independent membership. It would set a terrible precedent. With respect, Coordinator, I think we should accept their offer, Vexamora said. These humans are not like other species. They will develop faster than light travel on their own within a century, maybe sooner. When they do, they will spread across the galaxy with or without us. Better to have them inside the coalition than outside it. They could destabilize everything, Velkoth warned. They could challenge our authority. They could inspire other species to demand independence. Maybe that would be good, Vexamora said quietly. Maybe we have become too comfortable. Too sure that we are right about everything. The humans ask questions that we stopped asking thousands of years ago. They challenge assumptions that we stopped questioning. Maybe we need that. Maybe we need someone to remind us why we created the coalition in the first place. Velkoth was silent for a long time. Vexamora waited. She had said everything she could say. The decision was his now. I will discuss this with the other leaders, Velkoth finally said. But Vexamora, you understand what you are asking? If we grant humans independent membership, we will be rewriting 3,000 years of tradition. The galaxy will never be the same. I know, Vexamora said, but I think the galaxy needs to change, and I think humans are exactly the ones to change it. 3 days later, the coalition sent their response. Ambassador Xiong-He read it with Commander Ji-Hoon, General Taiyang, and Dr. Jianwu watching. When she finished reading, she smiled. They accepted, she said. Humanity is now an independent member of the Galactic Coalition. We keep our weapons. We keep our independence. We have full rights and full representation. We did it. The room erupted in cheers. People hugged each other. Some cried. They had gambled everything on this negotiation. And they had won. What happens now? Ji-hoon asked. Now we show them what humans can do, Seung-hee said. We learn their technology. We share our ideas. We work together. But we do it as equals, as partners, as friends. And if other species do not like it? General Taeyang asked. Then they will learn what Earth has always known, Junwoo said with a grin. You do not mess with humans. We are stubborn. We are creative. We are dangerous. And we never ever give up. 6 months later, humanity had transformed the coalition. Human scientists improved shield technology. Human engineers designed better ships. Human diplomats negotiated new treaties. Human artists shared their culture across the galaxy. And human stubbornness inspired other species to ask for more independence too. The coalition was changing. Slowly at first, then faster. The old ways of doing things were being questioned. New ideas were being discussed. The galaxy was waking up after thousands of years of sleep. Vexamora visited Earth for the first time. She stood in Seoul and looked at the city around her. Millions of humans going about their lives, building, creating, working, dreaming, so much energy, so much potential. Do you regret your decision? Ambassador Seung-hee asked. She was showing Vexamora around the city. No, Vexamora said honestly. You humans are exhausting. You ask too many questions. You challenge everything. You make coalition leaders very nervous, but you also make us better. You remind us that the galaxy is big and full of possibilities. You remind us to never stop learning, never stop growing, never stop reaching for the impossible. That is the human way, Seung-hee said with pride. We always reach for the impossible, and usually we achieve it. Vexamora looked up at the sky. Somewhere out there, human ships were exploring new star systems. Human scientists were making new discoveries. Human diplomats were making new friends. The galaxy would never be the same again. The day we discovered humans were real was supposed to be routine, Vexamora said quietly. Just another simple species. Just another entry in our records. But you humans are never simple. Never routine, never easy, and never ever boring, Seung-hee added with a smile. No, Vexamora agreed. Never boring. And I am starting to think that is exactly what the galaxy needed. A species that refuses to be boring. A species that reminds us all what it means to be alive. To be brave. To be free. She looked at her human friend and felt something she had not felt in centuries. Hope. Hope for a better future. Hope for a changed galaxy. Hope that maybe, just maybe, the best days were still ahead. Welcome to humanity, Seung-hee said. We are glad you decided to be our friend instead of our enemy. Because trust me, you really do not want to be our enemy. Vexamora laughed. It was a sound her species made when they were happy. No, she said. I really do not. Humans are far too dangerous for that, and that is exactly why I like you. Together, human and alien walked through the streets of Seoul. Above them, stars shined in the night sky, stars that humans would visit, stars that would soon know what Earth had always known, that humans were real, and really, really dangerous, but also really, really wonderful. The galaxy would never be the same, and that was exactly how humans liked it. The alien ship floated in the darkness of space, hidden from human eyes. Inside the ship, diplomat Vexamora looked at her computer screens. She had done this job many times before. Find a new planet. Watch the creatures living there. Write a report. It was boring work, but someone had to do it. She pressed a button and read the information about the new planet. The planet was called Sol 3 by the aliens, but the creatures living there called it Earth. The planet was covered mostly with water. The creatures called themselves humans. They were still very basic. They had not learned how to travel between stars yet. Another simple species, Vexamora said to her helper Krelix. They split atoms for energy. They built some rockets. They even visited their own moon a few times. We will watch them for 50 more years. Then we will say hello, just like we always do. Krelix looked at the data. Do they fight each other? Of course they do, Vexamora answered. All young species fight. They will learn peace when they join the Galactic Coalition. We will teach them. Vexamora felt confident. She had met over 100 new species in her long career. They all acted the same way. First they were scared. Then they were excited. Finally they joined the coalition and followed the rules. Easy. Simple. Boring. She did not know she was about to make a terrible mistake. On Earth, Commander Ji-hoon was drinking coffee on the International Space Station. He floated near a window and watched his planet turn below him. The view was beautiful. Blue oceans, white clouds, green and brown land. He had been in space for many years, but he never got tired of looking at Earth. His radio made a noise. "Commander Ji-hoon, you need to see this." It was Dr. Bo-Ra. She was a scientist who studied stars and planets. She sounded worried. "What is wrong?" Ji-hoon asked. "There is something out there. Past the moon. It is very big. And it just appeared. It did not fly there. It just appeared out of nothing." Ji-hoon felt his heart beat faster. "How big?" "As big as a city. Maybe bigger. And Commander, it is not moving like anything we know. It is just staying in one place, floating, waiting." Ji-hoon pushed himself away from the window. He moved quickly through the space station. "Call everyone. Tell all the space agencies. We have a visitor." In less than an hour, every country on Earth knew about the alien ship. Scientists pointed their telescopes at it. Military leaders held emergency meetings. World leaders called each other. Everyone had the same question. Who are they? What do they want? 2 hours later, the alien ship moved closer to Earth. 4 hours later, humans knew they were not alone in the universe. 6 hours later, the aliens learned that humans were much more dangerous than they thought. Back on the alien ship, Vex Mora was having a very bad day. "What do you mean they can see us?" she shouted. Her voice was so loud that the computer made a warning sound. Krellick checked the computer again. He looked nervous. "Our hiding technology is working." "But they can still see us. They have machines all over their planet watching us. They are sending messages to each other. They know we are here." Vex Mora could not believe it. In 3,000 years of Galactic Coalition history, no basic species had ever seen a hidden ship. The hiding technology used special science that these humans should not understand for hundreds of years. "Maybe our equipment is broken," she said. She wanted to believe that. "Check everything. Make sure all systems are working correctly." "I already checked. Twice. Everything is working." "Diplomat, there is more bad news. The humans are pointing weapons at us. That is impossible. Our shields are very strong. They can protect us from advanced weapons. These humans barely have rockets. What could they possibly do to hurt us?" The ship shook. "Not much, just a little. But it should not have shaken at all." "Shield power is down to 97%, Krellick said. His voice was shaking. "Something hit us. The humans are shooting nuclear bombs at us," Vex Mora laughed. She could not help it. "Nuclear bombs? Those are just big explosions. Our shields can easily stop them. They cannot hurt us." The ship shook again, harder this time. "Shield power is now at 93%, Krellick said quietly. "These are not normal nuclear bombs. The humans changed them somehow. They are making the explosion hit us in a special way, and they are learning fast. Each bomb works better than the last one." For the first time in 200 years, Vex Mora felt real fear. She had always been safe. The coalition was powerful. No young species could threaten them. That was what she had been taught. That was what everyone believed. But these humans were different. They saw the invisible. They heard the invincible. They learned in hours what should take years. "Open a communication channel," she ordered. "All frequencies. Every method we have. We need to talk to these humans. We need to talk to them right now." Krellick's worked quickly. "Channel is open." Vex Mora took a deep breath. "Greetings, people of Earth. We are the Galactic Coalition. We come in peace. Please stop shooting at us. We want to be friends." She waited for a reply. The seconds felt like hours. Finally, a human voice came through the speakers. It was calm. "Too calm. This is Earth Defense Command. You entered our space without permission. You were hiding from us. Those are not friendly actions. Why should we trust you?" Vex Mora felt her confidence crack like thin ice. These humans were not scared. They were not grateful. They were angry. And they had every right to be. She had treated them like children who needed guidance. But children do not shoot down spaceships. Children do not crack advanced shields with primitive weapons. Children do not make 3,000-year-old diplomats feel afraid. "We made a mistake," Vex Mora said slowly. "We thought we were protecting you by watching quietly. We did not mean to scare you. We have watched many young species. This is normal for us, but we see now that we should have asked permission first." Another bomb hit the ship. The shield power dropped to 90%. "That was a warning shot," the human voice said. "The next one will be stronger. Leave our space. When you are far enough away, Maybe we can talk, but you will not spy on us anymore. Do you understand? Vexmora looked at Krelix. He was scared. She was scared too. But more than that, she was fascinated. In all her years, she had never met a species like this. Strong, proud, fearless, dangerous. We understand, she said. We are moving away now. But please give us a chance to explain. Give us a chance to fix our mistake. The human voice was quiet for a moment. Maybe, but you will do it our way. Not yours. Welcome to Earth, aliens. We hope you survived the experience. The communication ended. Vexmora ordered the ship to move away from Earth. As they traveled to a safer distance, she wrote a message to Coalition headquarters. The message was short and simple. We found humans. They are real, and they are really, really dangerous. The alien ship was now far from Earth, but the problems were just beginning. Inside a military command center deep underground, General Tae Yang sat in his chair and watched the screens. He had been a soldier for 30 years. He had seen many strange things, but nothing like this. Sir, we are receiving another message from the aliens, said Specialist Haewon. Her fingers moved quickly across her computer keyboard. Should I put it on the speakers? Yes, the general said. He did not trust these aliens. They had sneaked into Earth's space without asking. They had been watching humans like animals in a zoo. Now they wanted to talk. He would listen, but he would not believe everything they said. The alien voice came through the speakers. It sounded strange, like a computer trying to speak human language. People of Earth, we apologize for the confusion. We are the Galactic Coalition. We have been watching you to make sure you were safe. We did not mean to frighten you. We want peace. We want to be friends. Please stop attacking us. General Tae Yang felt his jaw tighten. They call our defense attacking. They sneak into our home and then complain when we protect ourselves. Dr. Kyung-soo, a scientist who studied alien life, spoke carefully. Sir, maybe they have a point. From their view, they were just watching us from far away. We were the ones who shot first. After they came here without asking, the general said firmly. How would they feel if we appeared in their space without warning? Kyung-soo thought about this. That is a good question. They called it a mistake. Maybe they think there are rules that everyone should know, rules that we do not know yet. Haewon looked up from her computer. General, other countries are calling. Everyone wants to be part of the talks with the aliens. America, Russia, China, Europe. They all want to speak, the general nodded. This was normal. When something big happened, everyone wanted control. Tell them we are working with the United Nations. Get Ambassador Sung-hee on the phone. She is good at talking to difficult people. Maybe she can talk to difficult aliens too. On the alien ship, Vexmora watched the minutes pass. She had sent her peace message. Now she waited for the humans to answer. This should be easy. Every young species she had met was happy to join the coalition. They wanted the technology. They wanted the knowledge. They wanted to be part of something bigger. But these humans were not like other species. They had rules that said the aliens should have knocked on the door first. They had weapons that hurt coalition ships. They had pride that would not bend easily. Diplomat, the humans are launching more weapons, Krelix reported. He sounded tired and scared. What? Why, we moved away. We sent a peace message. What more do they want? They say these are tests. They are not aiming at us. They are testing the weapons in space, learning how they work. Diplomat, I think they are showing us what they can do. It is a threat. Vexmora understood. The humans were saying, we can hurt you. Remember that when we talk? It was smart. It was scary. It was very human. How long until they respond to our message? She asked, unknown. They are having big meetings. All their leaders are talking to each other. It could take hours, maybe days. Vexmora pulled up the files about human civilization. She read about their history, wars, so many wars. Humans had fought each other for thousands of years. They had weapons that could destroy their whole planet. They had almost destroyed themselves many times, but they had also created beautiful art. They had written amazing stories. They had music that made her feel emotions she did not understand. They were violent and creative, dangerous and wonderful. They were a puzzle that she needed to solve. Analyze their weapons again, she ordered Krelix. I want to know exactly how they are hurting our shields. Maybe that will help me understand how they think. Krelix worked quietly for several minutes. When he spoke, his voice was full of respect. They are not using normal nuclear weapons. They changed the design. They use magnetic fields to shape the explosion. They focus all the energy at one point, and every weapon is different. They are trying new ideas with each one. They are learning by doing. In 6 hours? Vexmora could not believe it. They learned this in 6 hours? Yes, diplomat. I have studied over 2,000 young species. None of them have ever done this. The humans are not following normal patterns. They are not supposed to be this creative. They are not supposed to be this fast at solving problems. Vexmora felt a cold feeling in her body. There were old stories in the coalition. Stories from long ago before all the species joined together. Stories about species that did not fit the normal patterns. Species that had to be stopped instead of welcomed. Species that were too dangerous to live. She pushed the thought away. Those were just stories. Scary tales to teach young diplomats to be careful. These humans were just clever primitives with a few lucky ideas. They would join the coalition. They would follow the rules. Everything would be fine. But deep inside, she was not sure anymore. Back on Earth, Ambassador Shung-Hee arrived at the command center. She had been a diplomat for 20 years. She had stopped wars. She had made peace between enemies. She had talked angry leaders into being calm. But she had never talked to aliens before. What do we know about them? She asked General Tae Yang. Not much, he admitted. They call themselves the Galactic Coalition. They say they have been watching us. They say they want peace. But they were hiding in our space without permission. That does not sound peaceful to me. Sung-hee nodded slowly. So they have rules. Rules about how to meet new species. Rules that say they can watch us without asking. We need to understand these rules, and then we need to decide if we want to follow them. Dr. Misun, a scientist who studied how minds work, joined the conversation. I have been watching their messages. The way they talk. The words they use. They think they are doing us a favor. They think we should be grateful that they are here. They do not understand why we are angry. That is a problem, Seung-hee said. If they do not understand why we are upset, then they will keep making the same mistakes. We need to teach them about humans. About how we think. About what we want. And what do we want? Asked the general. Seung-hee thought carefully before answering. We want respect. We want to be treated as equals, not children. We want them to ask before they enter our space. We want them to understand that Earth belongs to us, not to them. Not to their coalition, to us. Do you think they will agree to that? Misun asked. I do not know, Seung-hee answered honestly. But I think they are scared of us now. That gives us power. We need to use that power wisely. We need to show them that humans can be good friends, but we can also be terrible enemies. General Tai Yang smiled for the first time that day. I like the way you think, Ambassador. When do you want to talk to them? Soon, but not yet. Let them wait a little longer. Let them worry. Let them wonder what we are planning. Fear is a good teacher. Maybe it will teach them to respect us. In space, Vexmora waited, and worried, and learned that sometimes the scariest species are the ones you underestimate. 2 days had passed since the aliens appeared. 2 days of meetings, arguments, and planning. Now finally, Ambassador Sung-hee was ready to talk to them. She sat in a special room with cameras and computers. On the screen in front of her, the alien diplomat appeared. Vexmora looked different from any creature Sung-hee had ever seen. She had strange skin that changed colors. She had long arms with many fingers. She had eyes that looked in different directions. But despite all these differences, Sung-hee could read her body language. The alien was nervous. Ambassador Sung-hee, Vexmora began. Thank you for agreeing to speak with me. I want to apologize again for the misunderstanding. The Coalition has protocols for meeting new species. We have used these protocols for thousands of years. We did not mean to offend you. Sung-hee kept her voice calm and professional. Let me make sure I understand. You have been watching us for some time without our knowledge. You entered our space without permission, and now you want us to accept your apology and be friends. Is that correct? The alien's skin changed color slightly. When you say it like that, it sounds wrong. But yes, that is basically what happened. Ambassador, you must understand. There are dangers in the galaxy. Species that would harm young civilizations like yours. The Coalition protects new species. We watch them until they are ready to join us. It is for your own good. You are describing a protection racket, said Dr. Misun, who was sitting next to Sung-hee. You are telling us the galaxy is dangerous and we need you to survive. That is a threat disguised as help. Vexmora's eyes widened. No, it is not a threat. It is reality. The galaxy has dangers that you cannot imagine. Without the coalition, your species would be vulnerable. We have technology to protect you. We have knowledge to help you grow. We have thousands of civilizations working together for peace. And all we have to do is follow your rules, Xiong said quietly. Accept your authority. Do what you tell us to do. That is not protection. That is control. You are young, Vexmora said. Her voice had a sharp edge now. You do not understand how the galaxy works. You have been alone on your planet for all your history. You do not know what is out there. We do. We have been traveling the stars for thousands of years. Trust us. We know what is best. We damaged your shields with weapons you called primitive, Xiong reminded her. Perhaps you are the ones who do not understand. Perhaps we are not as young as you think. Silence filled the communication channel. Xiong watched the alien diplomat carefully. She saw the moment Vexmora realized she had lost control of the conversation. It was the same look politicians got when they knew they had made a mistake. I did not mean to insult you, Vexmora said finally. You are clearly more advanced than we thought. Your scientists are remarkable. Your weapons are impressive, but that does not change the basic facts. You need the coalition, and the coalition needs species to follow certain rules. What rules? Xiong asked. No aggressive military expansion. No weapons of mass destruction beyond your own star system. No hostile contact with other species. Accept coalition oversight for major decisions. These rules keep the galaxy peaceful. These rules keep the galaxy under your control, Mi-sun corrected. You are asking us to give up our independence, our ability to defend ourselves, our right to make our own choices. We are asking you to be part of something bigger than yourselves, Vexmora insisted. Every species that joins the coalition gives up some independence. That is the price of peace. That is the price of safety. Xiong leaned forward. And if we refuse? Vexmora was quiet for a long moment. Then you would be on your own. No protection, no technology transfer, no access to the thousands of civilizations in the coalition. You would be isolated, alone, vulnerable. We have been alone for our entire history, Xiong said. We survived. We built cities. We split the atom. We went to space. We did all of this without your help. Why would we need you now? Because now you know you are not alone, Vexmora said. Before you thought you were the only intelligent species in the galaxy. Now you know there are thousands of others, some friendly, some not. You cannot protect yourself from all of them alone. It was a good argument. Xiong had to admit that. The galaxy probably did have dangers, but she also knew that giving up freedom for safety was a bad trade. History had taught humans that lesson many times. We need time to think, Xiong said. This is a big decision. It affects every human on Earth. We cannot make it quickly. Of course, Vexmora agreed. Take all the time you need. But Ambassador, please understand. The Coalition is offering you a great gift. Technology that could cure your diseases. Energy systems that could end your resource problems. Knowledge that took other species millions of years to learn. All of this could be yours. At what cost? Xiong asked. The cost is trust. Trust that we know what is best for the galaxy. Trust that our rules keep everyone safe. Trust that the Coalition wants what is good for all species, including yours. Trust is earned, Xiong said firmly. You have not earned ours yet. You spied on us. You hid from us. You treated us like children. Why should we trust you now? Vexmora's skin changed color again. This time it looked darker. You are right. We made mistakes. We treated you according to old protocols that do not fit your species. You are different from other young civilizations we have met. You are more aggressive, more suspicious, more independent. These things make you difficult, but they also make you interesting. Difficult is not the same as wrong, Mi-sun said. No, Vexmora agreed. It is not. And perhaps the Coalition needs some difficult species.
We have been comfortable for a very long time.
Maybe too comfortable. Maybe we need someone to challenge our assumptions, to ask hard questions, to remind us why we have our rules. It was the most honest thing the alien had said. Xiong appreciated that. We will think about your offer. We will discuss it with our leaders. And then we will give you our answer. But Vexmora, you should know something. Humans do not respond well to ultimatums. We do not like being told what to do. If you want us to join your coalition, you will need to change your approach. What would you suggest? Vexmora asked. Treat us as equals, not as children who need guidance. Ask us what we want, do not tell us what we need. Give us choices, do not give us orders. Show us respect, and we will show you respect in return. Vexmora was quiet for a long time. Finally, she spoke. I will relay your words to coalition leadership, but I must warn you. What you are asking for is unusual. Most species are happy to accept our guidance. They trust our experience. They follow our lead. You are asking to be treated differently from every other new member. That is because we are different, Xiang-He said simply. We are humans. We do things our own way. If the coalition cannot accept that, then maybe we are not meant to join. The communication ended. Sung-Hee sat back in her chair and looked at Mi-sun. What do you think? I think we just told an ancient galactic civilization that we do not need them, Mi-sun said. That was either very brave or very stupid. Maybe both. Maybe, Sung-Hee agreed. But it was honest. And I think that alien diplomat respects honesty. She is tired of species that just agree with everything she says. We gave her something she has not had in a long time. A real challenge. Let us hope she likes challenges, Mi-sun said, because we just made ourselves the biggest challenge the coalition has faced in thousands of years. Sung-Hee smiled. Good. Humans have always been good at challenges. It is what we do best. Far away from Earth in a massive space station at the center of the galaxy, the leaders of the Galactic Coalition were having an emergency meeting. Supreme Coordinator Velkoth read the report from Diplomat Vexmora for the third time. He still could not believe what he was reading. They damaged her ship, said Military Director Thoxall. A species that has barely left their own planet damaged a coalition diplomatic vessel. How is that possible? They modified their nuclear weapons, explained Science Director Morlan. They changed the design in real time. They experimented. They learned. And they did it all in less than a day. Velkoth looked at the battle data. Every human attack was different from the last. Each one was more effective. The humans were learning how to fight coalition ships, and they were learning fast. Too fast. They are persistence hunters, Morlan continued. Look at their biology. Their bodies are designed to chase prey over long distances. They do not give up. They do not stop. They just keep trying until they succeed. And they are pack animals, added Thoxall. Social creatures. They work together naturally. Look how fast they unified their response. Different nations, different languages, different cultures. But when the aliens appeared, they all worked as one team. Velkoth felt old. He had lived for many centuries. He had seen many things. But he had also seen the last time the coalition found a species that did not fit the normal pattern. He remembered the Kraxith. He remembered the war that lasted for 100 years. He remembered the billions who died. What are you thinking, Coordinator? Morlan asked softly. I am thinking about the Kraxith, Velkoth admitted. I am thinking about what happened when we met a species that refused to follow our rules. No one spoke. The Kraxith were not discussed in polite company. They had been warriors, natural fighters. They had rejected coalition membership and started conquering other planets. The coalition had to stop them. The war had been terrible. Billions died. Whole planets were destroyed. Even now, 3,000 years later, the scars remained. These humans are nothing like the Kraxith, Thoxall said. But his voice was not confident. Are they not? Velkoth pulled up more data. Aggressive, territorial, quick to adapt. And here is the most worrying part. They have not even united their own planet yet. They still fight among themselves. Imagine what they could do if they ever worked together permanently. So what do we do? Morlan asked. Quarantine them? Block them from leaving their star system? Or something worse? She did not say the last option out loud, but everyone understood. The coalition had weapons that could destroy entire planets. They had never used them, but they existed. Just in case. Velkoth looked at the image of Earth. A small blue world at the edge of the galaxy. Home to billions of humans who did not know how much danger they were in. Send orders to the nearest fleet. Have them move to the edge of the Sol system. But do not enter. Just watch. And tell Vexmora to offer the humans immediate coalition membership. Full benefits. Full technology transfer. You think they will accept? Thoxall asked. I hope so, because if they refuse, we will know what they truly are, and we will have to make a very difficult decision. On Earth, Dr. Junwoo was working in his laboratory. He had not slept in 30 hours. He had not left his lab in 2 days. But he did not care. He had a puzzle to solve, and he was close to solving it. Look at this, he said to his assistant, Dr. Youngmi. The alien shields use frequency patterns. They spread the energy of our weapons across the whole shield. But there is a pattern, a mathematical pattern. If we can match that pattern, we can break through. Youngmi studied the data. You are right, but we would need to know the exact frequency. And I think it changes. They probably adjust it to defend against different attacks. So we hit them with multiple frequencies at once, Junwoo said excitedly. We cycle through every possible frequency. One of them will work. Maybe several will work. We can break their shields completely. How long will it take? 6 hours. Maybe 8. I can build a working prototype. Youngmi grabbed his arm. Junwoo, we are talking about building a weapon that could destroy an alien spaceship. Are we sure this is right? He stopped working. He looked at her. They came here without asking. They watched us like we were animals in a zoo. They think they can control us. If we cannot defend ourselves, then we are not negotiating. We are surrendering. I will not surrender. Not to them. Not to anyone. Youngmi thought about this. Finally, she nodded. 6 hours. I will get the team together. While scientists worked in laboratories and leaders argued in meeting rooms, Vex Mora received new orders from Coalition Command. She read them twice to make sure she understood correctly. Then she called Ambassador Seung-hee. Ambassador, I have good news, Vex Mora said. The Coalition has decided to offer humanity immediate membership. Full membership. You would have access to all our technology, all our knowledge, medical treatments that could cure every disease you know, energy systems that would solve all your resource problems, faster than light travel, everything you have ever dreamed of. Seung-hee listened carefully. The offer sounded wonderful. Too wonderful. What do you want in return? You must accept Coalition authority, follow Coalition laws, and you must disarm. No nuclear weapons, no aggressive military research, no weapons that could threaten galactic peace. There it was, the trap. Give us everything we have built, and we will give you everything you need. But you will be helpless without us, dependent on us, controlled by us. I will discuss this with my leaders, Seung-hee said. But I can tell you now, humans do not give up their weapons easily. We have learned through hard experience that the strong survive and the weak are conquered. You are asking us to make ourselves weak. You would not be weak. You would have Coalition protection. Our fleet would defend you. Our laws would protect you. You would be safer than you have ever been. As long as we obey your rules, Seung-hee said. As long as we do what you say. That is not safety. That is slavery dressed in nice words. Vex Mora's skin changed color. She was frustrated. Why are you so difficult? Every other species sees the benefits. They trust us. They join willingly. Why do you fight us? Because we are human, Seung-hee said simply. We do not trust easily. We do not surrender easily. We do not follow easily. For 200,000 years we have survived by being stubborn, by refusing to give up, by fighting when others would submit. That is who we are. If you cannot accept that, then maybe we cannot join your coalition. The call ended. Seung-hee sat in silence for a moment. Then she made a call to General Tae Yang. How is Dr. Junwoo's project coming along? He says he will have a working prototype in 4 hours. A weapon that can break through their shields completely. Good. Make sure he has everything he needs. Because I think the aliens are trying to decide whether we are friends or enemies. We need to show them that we can be either one. And that the choice is theirs, not ours. Understood, Ambassador? And if they choose to see us as enemies? Seung-hee looked out the window at the night sky. Somewhere up there, alien ships were gathering. Alien leaders were debating humanity's fate. Alien weapons were pointing at Earth. Then we show them why humans are the most dangerous species they have ever met, she said quietly. We show them that we will never surrender, never give up, never stop fighting. We show them that threatening humanity is the worst mistake they could possibly make.